Hey guys, what's up? It's Kev Mr. Bot here. It's your boy Big Boppy Kevin. Welcoming you to another live stream. What we're gonna be doing, I feel like doing a little tutorial on how to play Jin Kazama, at least how to play the way I play him. And it's not gonna be like strategies on how to play with him. It's mostly gonna be about combo tutorials and how to perform combos and execute them properly without messing up all the time. In short, it's gonna take some muscle memory, but with Jin, you shouldn't be too bad. So let's get started. We're gonna start with practice mode. Let's do it. We're gonna go left just for consistency.
Welcome to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7.
See which costume I want to pick. We'll go with the original.
Jin Kazama.
And then we're gonna pick Heihachi.
Heihachi Mishima.
Okay. Let's do the arena. It's a lot roomy, if you know what I mean.
Get ready for the next battle.
Alright, so now we're gonna go over, first of all, the moveset of Jin Kazama, which could be used during these combos. He's got his 1, his 2, 3, and 4. Forward 4 is a front snap kick, but if you hold forward, he will go into a stance. Now in that stance, you can press any button to do an additional attack. So if I go forward 4 and 1, that's what it looks like. You can also do combinations like forward 4 into 1, 2. Pretty cool, right? So, we are going to be using this stance quite often, but not in the way of forward 4. We're actually using it in back 3. Back 3, you can also go into that stance by just holding forward, like that. You can also go into that stance by going back and 1, 2, or by going down and 1, 2. Going back will put you back. You could dodge some attacks, and with the right time you press 1, 2 again, and it could go into a launcher. Or you could go forward and go for a launcher as well. Jin also has grabs. His 1 and 3 is his normal grab, 1 and 3. You stay on your left side, but if you go 2 and 4, you switch sides. Do it again. Switch sides. It also depends on where you are in relation to your opponent's body. If I'm on the side, I do a different attack. I just did 1 and 3, but because I was in a different body part in relation to the opponent, I instead switch sides. I'll go to the same body part and this time do 2 and 4. You see that? See, when you grab forward with 2 and 4, you switch sides, but because I was on the side of Heihachi, even though I used 2 and 4, I stayed on the same side. So keep in mind that depending on where you are in relation to the opponent's body will depend on whether or not you switch sides. If you are forward and you press 2 and 4, you switch sides. If you are forward and press 1 and 3, you stay on the same side. If you're on your opponent's side, with 1 and 3, let's try it again. You're on the same side. Press 2 and 4, you're on a different side. So 1 and 3, 2 and 4, please be mindful. Now, I would like to show you the moveset for when you combine buttons, like 1 and 2, and 3 and 4. This is Ryo's 1 and 2, neutral. Quick 3-hit combo, pretty cool, right? If you go forward 1 and 2, it's a horse dance punch, double horse dance punch. Pretty cool, right? If you go back 1, 2, you go into a stance. You go forward 1, 2, you also go into a stance, but you lean forward instead of going backwards. What's next? What is this? Oh yes, I forgot. His up and back 1 and 2 is his unblockable attack, but be careful because it leaves him wide open. That's a lot of damage. Keep in mind you can also cancel this out. You could cancel out by dashing backwards, or by going forward. Actually, my mistake, you cannot cancel out going forward, only backwards. Keep that in mind. Backwards, but you cannot cancel going forward. Keep that in mind. Yep. So now, we've gotten most of the punches, we also got most of the kicks. Now that's left is his 3 and 4. His 3 and 4 is his super armor attack, neutral. So, when Heihachi hits you, he will tank the attack and kick him up and do a 2 combo special. Kind of like a command grab, but instead you're hitting them into that animation. Your down 3-4 is a launcher. Keep in mind though, if this launcher leaves you wide open. Therefore, when Heihachi blocks, when your opponent blocks this attack, there's a lot of animation that needs to be gone through before you go back into your neutral stance. Therefore, you leave yourself wide open for your opponent to counter after the block. His back 3 and 4, nothing special. It's not even anything really, it's just his back 3. Forward 3 and 4. Nothing special either. It's just his forward 4. Up. Nothing special either. It's just his up and 3. Up and 4 is also a launcher. Actually, up, forward, and 4 is a launcher. Up and 3, depending on if you do it diagonally or not, is a jumping back straight kick. You can do it forward or backwards. The same deal goes for his up forward. You go neutral, forward, or backwards. Now, let's try getting into some combos. Let's do 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4 is this. See that? Try it again. 1, 2, and 4 is a 3 combinations. You can also do the same thing with 2 and 4. But as you can see, 1, 2, and 4 are not true combos. Only the 1 and 2 are true combos. The 2 and 4 are true combos, because this 2 leaves the opponent stunned long enough for you to execute the 4. However, the 1 and 2 do not. So I recommend to do a quick attack, quick combination, is to do a 2 and 4. Because if you land the first hit, you are guaranteed to land the second one. However, if you land the first 2 hits on 1 and 2, you're not 100% guaranteed to land the 4. We also have 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 is a jab, reverse punch, into an inside-out axe kick. Pretty cool, right? If you get hit by it, you go straight to the ground. When you land this, it's good to follow up with a down 4, which is a sweep. You can also follow up with a down 2, which is a punch to the floor. That does a little bit more damage. Oops. See that? 30. 39. Pretty cool, right? Like I said before, keep in mind that just because you land the first 2 hits on 1 and 2 does not automatically mean that you will land the 3. Same with 1, 2, and 4. His 2 and 3. My mistake, it doesn't do anything. Moving on. Let's add another combination. This combination can mess around with your opponent. Depending, if it's a computer, it might be harder to execute because it's a computer, it will notice the moves and it will block accordingly. But against a person online or locals, it may mess with their heads. It's 1, down 3 into 4. See that? You go high, and then you switch to low. This is my favorite quick combination to use. You can also do something similar, but it's a different button arrangement. It's 3, 1, 4. Instead of 1, 3, 4, it's 3, 1, 4. You don't have to press down like you do with 1, down 3, and 4. See? There we go. Okay. Back 4 launches them. We already discussed back 3. Now let's get to the punches. There's no forward one, but there is a back one. His down one is a powerful thrusting punch that will knock them out. That will knock them across the arena. Up is just a jumping punch, nothing too special. You can also go diagonally forward or diagonally backwards. Down 2, nothing too special either, just a middle punch from a crouching position. However, his back 2 is interesting. Why do I say it's interesting? Because you could combo it with a 1, so it becomes back 2, 1. Keep this in mind, we're going to be using this in one of our combos. His forward 2 is a right hand hook. is a reverse hook punch. You could combo this with threes. See that? I believe you could add another 3 for a spinning hook kick. Yes, you can. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oops. 1, 2, 3. I mashed the 3 just so I could get the third hit in, so I could guarantee it. Of course, this isn't completely true. This isn't true combo. But it can come quite handy because you are going high and low just to mess with your opponent. Now, let's get into the good stuff. We already know most of our movesets. There is another move that we haven't gone over yet. I believe it's his down into forward, down into quarter circle forward. No, forward into quarter circle forward 1. That's his launcher. You can also use this with a shortcut, but it's not electric if you do the combination. If you don't do the combination, see that? You must go forward, then neutral, and then quarter circle forward into 1. You have to do it quick too. It may take some practice. I know I haven't gotten 100% down. Try again. See that? See, we all need practice. There we go. Cool. He also has the same movement input, except you switch out the 1 for a 2. That is his electric hook fist. Oops. Obviously, it may take some practice to get the electric part in. There we go. You can also use this as a combo in the combo. However, I'm not confident enough to use this to play online because I don't have it 100% down. I believe you can. Nah, can't do it. At least not right now. But we all need practice. Anyways, let's get down into our combos. I do recommend looking at sample combos, especially in this update, in this version of the game, because their sample combos are pretty helpful, if I do say so myself. Very, very helpful. I think they're helpful. But let's go over combos that I learned on my own, without the sample combos. Actually, I learned some sample combos, but I created versions of my own because of those sample combos. That's why, if someone tells you to not look at sample combos and just try to figure it out on your own, I don't suggest you listen to them. I suggest you look at the sample combos and then work your way from there. You cannot start a new character without having a proper foundation of their combos and of how their moves work in combos. So, let's get started. We're gonna start quite easy. Here's my, this is the first combo I have ever performed, and it's a pretty simple one. It's down 3 and 4, which is the launcher. Then with proper timing, you do 1, 2, 4, and then you dash into a down 1. Let's see it. Pretty cool, right? You've done 53% damage already. Pretty cool. You can actually stall in the air with an extra 1. So you can stall like this. See that? You can stall and then do the 1, 2, 4. Here we go. Pretty cool, right? You've done it, congratulations. You just done your first staple combo. Don't worry, it's gonna get a little harder here down the road, but only gradually. But don't worry about it. That's why we're all learning. So, we've gotten this down. Why don't we add another move to our knowledge, so that we could incorporate it into our own combos? Here's the move. It's down back 2-2 into 3. So down back 2-2 into 3. It looks like this. See that? So instead of ending the combo with this, we can end the combo with this. Let's try it out. Oops, let's try it again. That's okay. If that whiffs, don't worry about it. Instead of doing 2 2s, we're just gonna do 1 2. We're gonna do actually the first 2 and then a 3. So it's going to be 2 and down back 2 into 3, like this. So instead of pressing triangle or Y twice, press it once, and then you press X or A. Let's try it again. Nice. We're doing a little more damage. I believe so. Let's test it out. Oops. Yeah, we're doing a little bit more damage. We're doing 54 damage with that. So we're going up by 2 damage. Pretty cool. Okay. Now... where do we go from here? Oh, remember this move? We're gonna add that in the beginning of our combo, and then after that, we do a 1, 2, 4. So remember, back to 1, into 1, 2, 4. So it's gonna look like this. Oops. There we go. And you know the drill. Once they're bound on the ground, you dash forward into a down back 2 into 3. Let's try it out. Nice. Awesome. Look at that. We went up by 7 damage and we're doing 61 damage now. But don't worry. There's other things we're going to talk about, like what happens if your opponent is stunned on the wall and how we extend our combos with that. But don't worry, we'll get to that in a bit. Now, we've done those combos. Pretty cool, right? Now, we're gonna do something a little different. So, when you get... I believe after you do this combo, you should be pretty comfortable going into online battles or local battles and doing those kind of combos just fine. Just fine. Here's another thing. Let's turn on our counter hits. That was a neutral 4. this neutral 4, if you counter hit someone, meaning they're attacking, but you attack and you hit them first, that's a counter hit. Now, remember this combo? Oops. Stop. You could do the exact same thing, except instead of this, you could counterattack your opponent like this. Nice. Doesn't do as much damage, but it really, really helps in case you counter hit someone and you don't know how to follow up with it. But don't worry. That's why we're learning. We're gonna add another combination to our knowledge for combos, and that is back forward 2. Oops, let's take off counter hit. Back forward 2 into 3, hold forward so that he goes into the stance, and then press 3 again. Now, when you do that, instead of going like this, oops, instead of doing all of that, you could just do this. Pretty cool, right? Oops. Instead of that, you can go like this. And get this. Now you have enough space. You're close enough to do the second punch into the kick. Instead of doing this, you could do this. So let's compare the damage output with the old combo we had with the new combo. So this is the old combo in terms of damage output. $57. Now let's do the new one. $59. It says 60 because the opponent hit the wall, so it does extra damage for that. But 59, we're getting up there somewhere. So I prefer you use this instead of this. Of course, whichever you feel comfortable doing, I suggest you do that first, and then you may come out of your comfort zone and try this new combo. This is only if you counterattack. I believe you can. Yeah, you could. I believe you could do it with the launcher. Let's see. Oops. Yeah, you can do it with the you can do it with the launcher as well. So let's compare that. 64 damage. Well, 63 minus the wall thing, so 63. And now let's do the old combo and compare that. $61. Interesting. So now, instead of doing this, you could just do this. Oops, wrong thing. You could just do that. Into the double jab, back fist into a kick. Pretty cool, right? Okay. Now, we're getting somewhere here. We're starting to get gradually more damage. We're starting to get somewhere. I wouldn't put it past you if you pause this video, because trust me, I've looked at so many combo videos, and trust me, I have paused every single combo I've seen and rewind over and over again just to make sure I got it down. So don't worry. We all have beginnings. We all have a starting point, and trust me, I was really bad at Tekken, and now I think I'm decent enough. Let's just say that. I'm not great or good. I think I'm decent enough. I think I am. I think I'm satisfied with where I am right now, and I don't plan on getting any better. So, I just want to get good just for fun. You know what I mean? It's satisfying to have a decent skill level. So, enough about me. We're talking about you now. Let's go to our next combo. We're still going to use the launcher. Now, what you can do is you can also do this as a launcher. However, it's going to be a little harder to land because, you know, you're playing against someone and they block and all that stuff. Of course, there's also a risk if you do this. But I suggest doing this if someone's like attacking you and then you're like moving around and then their attack animation is taking a little long, so you just do this. It would take longer to start up this than it would to start this. You can also do this, which is probably the fastest launcher. See? However, not as much damage, but it's safer. Now we're gonna go to a little more advanced combo. Now, how do I say this? Remember this? Your back three into holding forward into the stance. We're gonna use that. We're gonna use that by going into one after that stance. We're also gonna be incorporating our neutral form without the counter hit, our neutral form. Why? Well, our neutral form causes our characters to be bounded on the ground. I don't know the correct terminology for that, so I just say bounded. So ready? Boom. Now, what do we do from here? Well, after we launch and do that... Oops, let's try it again. Stop. Yep, that way. Pretty cool, right? Why don't we add a 2 at the end? Oh, that's a powerful hit. Let's add that in. Whoa. We did so much less than we needed to. We did so many less hits than we needed to. And yet, we're getting up there with the damage. We're not there yet. We still need to surpass 64. But we'll get there. Trust me. Now... Okay. So we have this down. I feel like we should do something before the neutral 4. Why don't we try this? But let's not add the 2. Instead, we're gonna do that and then do a neutral 4. So it's gonna look like this. And then we do that into 1, 2. So let's try it out. Let's try it again. Huh. Interesting. Isn't that something? We just surpassed 64 and did 66. Ain't that cool? Now, we can extend this a little more. We can do a back 3 into a back 3, into stance, into 1. You can add that extra to it, that extra kick. Just a little extra kick, just do a little more damage. So when we add that little extra kick, the whole combo is going to look like this. Let's change our position so that we don't hit the wall. We're going to switch positions, and we're going to be going to the wall. There we go. So now we can't hit the wall. Let's try this again. Try that again. You have to get really close when we dash. Remember that. There we go. 69 damage. Ain't that something? Now, we can extend this if we go to the wall. So, how do we do that? Well, let's try something out. Let's go back to our current position. Actually, the default, my bad. So now we're back to our original. Let's see what happens. Okay. When you go to a wall, one thing I recommend doing is down back 2-2 and 2-3. This thing. So let's try it out. Oops. Let's actually not add the extra kick. Pretty cool, right? Let's try it again. Oops. Forgot to dash. Damage. That is crazy. Now that's because we have the wall. Even without the wall, we're doing nearly 70 damage. Now 84 damage, that's already a little bit over the halfway point of their health bar. Didn't catch that? Watch again. Oops, try that again. Catch that? 84%. That's crazy. This isn't with rage, by the way. If you do it with rage, we are well over 70% without the wall. Now, let's try something different. Remember this? Actually, I just showed you already, but remember that? Let's change it into a 1-2. Into 1-2 together. Instead of the 3 at the end of the stance, do a 1 like that. That's already 60% damage if they don't block. Obviously, there's a high chance that they may block this, but if they don't, it's gonna be a doozy. I'm gonna go this way, because it might not reach the wall that way. Let's try this way. Yeah. So let's do it. Let's combine our current combo with this starter. Oops. That did about 90 damage without the wall. Let's see here. Oh, let's try this. We're going to add rage to this. Yes, we're doing combos with rage. Wahaha. Nice. So, if we do a normal combo, when he's in that bound position, that is your time to use your Rage Art. Let's try it out. And yes, it will hit, despite it being a high attack. Interesting, right? Already did over halfway damage. Let's see. Okay. Let's try a combo that is wall bound, and once they're at the wall stun, we try the Rage Art. See if this works. Oops. Stop. Oh, I forgot to mention. I'm sorry. Remember this? We can change the 2 at the end of the stance into a 3. So it's a stance 1-3. That will make your opponent travel upwards a little more. It will travel higher so that you have more time to get to your opponent when they're stunned at the wall. Let's try it. Oops. Let me push my opponent a little more here. There we go. See that? You have enough time to go and do what you need to do. That should hit. Yes, it did. How much will that do? 95. Amazing. This is with Rage, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's do... Let's do when it's when they're wall stunned. You could try this. Oops, I accidentally hit my opponent. Now, actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, when you're at the wall, you can also add a jab, a 1, before doing this movement. So it's gonna look like this. Oops. Kinda like that. Let's try it out. Oops, did it wrong. Let's try it again. See, I'm only decent. Alright, let's try it again. Boom. Wow. Almost 100% damage with Rage. This is basically the pinnacle of my skill level in terms of combo and combo damage. So we're gonna do one last thing, just to end it off. A little treat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna do this thing. We're gonna use this as our starter. And Then we're gonna do our current combo, and then let's try to end it with a rage. Hopefully I'm at the right distance. This setup is pretty sophisticated, but if you get lucky enough to be in this kind of situation, awesome. Let's try it. I think I missed. No, I didn't. Okay. How much will that be? 132. You're almost killing this person. That's basically all I've got. Actually, we've got some sweeping techniques. Oops, let's try again. That, you do a forward, back to neutral, into quarter circle, forward, 4. And once you do that, you can, follow up with this, into this. So pretty much the same thing as the counter 4. Oops. Try again. Yep. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Let me do that last combo one more time. That one I just did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna end it off with a bang. Oh. Yeah, that was a little weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's try it out. Let's end it off with a bang. What is going on? Am I doing it right? There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Something's off. That was a 132 damage. 7. Yep, you got it. Nice. You can also end it off with like a sweep or a down 2. The down 2 only works when your opponent is on the ground, like this. See? Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I ended it off here. You can use the combos that I've used, or you don't have to, or if you're just watching just for fun to see what kind of skill level I'm at. I am not at a high skill level, trust me. No way am I like top tier in this game, okay? Like the highest rank I ever gone in ranked matches was like what, warrior? That's basically the highest I've ever been. Other than that, I'm pretty okay with this game. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you find this video helpful,